Welcome to Non-Conceptual Meditation. This is the Meister Eckhart section. And before I begin commentaries on some of Meister Eckhart's teachings that were specifically used to condemn him by a papal court. Ironically, the articles of evidence reveal the remarkable perspective of the mystic and provide us with very key, important pointers, especially those of us with a strong Western cultural tradition. We have been deeply, and I'll use the term entrenched in duality, and the mystic is always non-dual. The conversation, a non-dual conversation, is always implicit when we're speaking about revelation, no matter what the culture is, whether we are discussing Hindus, the Advaita Vedanta, or their avatars, their incarnations, Krishna and Rama. Non-duality is also implicit in understanding Buddha, and importantly, very importantly, in understanding Jesus of Nazareth, the Christ. It's a very critical understanding that's going to move us forward and move our culture forward towards maturation. Now, duality, that is the idea that you are not what you're looking at, that there is a radical distinction between yourself and your environment. That is duality. The idea that the universe will go on without you, or that the universe had been going on before you. That's duality. And of course, it's understandable. However, it is a mistaken organization, and mistaken when we are looking at cosmic reality, and not necessarily when we're playing a hand of cards. We are then in duality, and we need to function dually. We till the soil, we seek survival, we deliver compassion to a world that is not exactly us. However, at the cosmic level, it is us. The subject-object relationship is a singularity. The perceiver and the object of perception are one thing. This is not just language. This is the actual nature of things. Let me give you another example. Walking. No earth, no walking. When we walk, it's always understood in the relationship with the environmental context. And you can see that no earth, there'll be no walking. And also, earth and walking are also a singularity. And I'm going to discuss that further, because we may say that without an environment, we are not. However, it is also true that without us, there is no environment. Well, this is a non-dual way of looking at it, and it has some conflicts with the dual perspective. There is the possibility that the non-dualist is an inflated and deluded person, that there is omnipotent delusion. Okay, so, and indeed, omnipotent delusion The idea that we are everyone and everything as a conception may well be diluted, but as an actuality, it is not. And this is the problem that occurs to the prophet, to the seer, to the sage, to the incarnation or the avatar. For example, Jesus of Nazareth stated to fellow priests of his time that the Son of Man was the Son of God, suggesting that mankind and God had a familial relationship, sort of like father and son. Though the father is respected, it's rather horizontal. One does not exist without another. And they're part of the same family. No son, no father. No father, no son, of course. And so this is what he confessed, and it was indeed misunderstood as heretical and also fraudulent. And this is the type of reception that mystics receive from the standard culture that we participate, which is really organized dualistically. And even our church, though the story of Jesus is really a story about non-duality, and non-duality has been prohibited in the entrenched church. Why? Well, because it parallels the Godhead with the incarnation. You know, that Jesus and God being a singularity. The church suggests that we are not equivalent to Jesus, and this is a remarkable error for these times. We are at this juncture in our human development rational. Science is a rational discipline in which we are able to generalize truth and understand a great deal because truth applies in very different fields. The life of Jesus, when seen in that context, is our own life, and it discusses our own human potential. So we can be readily indicted for being inflated and heretical and deluded when we assume that the prophet and the mystic and the avatar, the incarnation, like Buddha and Jesus, are ourselves. And this produces some problems with some authorities. So that is the problem of the mystic. And this is part of the conversation about non-duality and why we're interested in the mystics, because this is our life. This is the life we're leading. And as revelation occurs to us, through what? Through the corridor of non-conceptual meditation. It happens. And we begin to conceptualize ourselves. The map of life changes, and the way that we see things begins to change. So enjoy the coming commentaries and learning about Meister Eckhart. I wish you all well on this venture, and may we all enjoy enlightenment. Stay well.